This is Smithy.tv.
Ladies and gentlemen, hey guys, I'm Lindsay Lewis. I'm here sitting beside a friend of mine. We're friends, right?
Yes, we are friends.
We just met, right? Like 2 minutes ago.
We just met 2 minutes ago.
So Ben, so you're Ben Watson, right?
Yeah, I'm Ben Watson. Nice
or as other people might know you, Benjamin Charles Watson. What do you prefer to go by?
If we're gonna go professional, I like to say Benjamin Charles Watson. If we're going friends, Ben or Big Money Ben Watson.
Big Money Ben Watson. I used to call him Big Money Ben Watson until how's your money situation going? now it's Little Money Ben Watson. Sort of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you rolling the dollars right now, or how's life going?
I am rolling in the dollars, the American $1 bills. I'll take some Canadian dollar coins in there.
Do people, when they meet you, do they feel like you're a rich man and they try to get money, or like do they? I guess, is that a really question? I don't know.
I don't know if that's a really good question. I don't know.
It's a statement. Do you have money? That's the question.
Ain't none of your damn business.
So is this Ben right now? Ain't none of your damn business?
That's Ben mixed with a little American, because I've been kind of mixed.
Americanized?
Been in LA for 2 years.
What about our Canadian fans?
I love my Canadian fans. I do.
Do you know any other names? You want to say hi to them?
Hi, Monica. See, Monica came down and I did the celebrity pancake breakfast. She came down.
Oh yeah, so let's. I heard you did a pancake breakfast. What was that like? It was a charity thing.
Yeah, it was a charity thing for 1x1. That was kind of cool. All the black people were there. Oli Nike, Casey Collins, Cardinal Official was like a singer. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, he had a couple good hits. Yeah, you know. So say I came down there. Would I be like, this is like, would I be treated like royalty? Like what? Like
you would be. You're Louis at Large, man. Of course you'd be treated like royalty. If you guys don't know who Louis at Large is,
you probably are just a regular person. No, so take me through it. So you get there and
I get there and they sign me up and they put on their little apron.
I say apron. I'd say apron. A lot of we'll go through some words today.
We'll go through a lot of words I may not know. Yes.
Yeah. So do they put on the apron? Do you ask for like a tight fitting one? Do you ask for a loose fitting one? Like
they're all the same size.
They're all the same size. So you have to hope that you're like hopefully I look like a monster in it. Or
absolutely. I know people are gonna take pictures, so I had to pretty myself up a little bit.
That sounds a little arrogant. I know people are gonna take pictures.
That is not arrogant. It's a thing. People take pictures.
Yeah, but just like. I don't go around, like, I know people aren't going to take pictures of me, but I wouldn't go around going, like, I know you're not going to take pictures of me.
You're Louis at Large. People take pictures of you.
My mom does, but that doesn't...
My mama, too. Actually, my mom don't take pictures of me.
What is it?
My mama tell me I'm pretty, though.
So, wait, Big Mama says that you're pretty?
You call my mama big?
No, I just
call my mama big.
I once saw Ben audition for a movie Big Mama's House, and ever since then, I don't want to get too much into it, but basically, for all the fans out there, if you somehow can find this audition, what were you dressed up as? You went and did it, right? You went and dressed as Big Mama.
I did. It was not good. Brandon T. Jackson got that role. He's
Tropic Thunder,
He's a Tropic Thunder dude.
I was about to say Tropic Thunder or Big Mama's House. I was going to reference that as the movie to check him out in the movie he got. So let's talk about, like, I think we're both like family guys, like, so let's get right to the person that probably raised you, to make you the person you are today. Mom. What do you want to talk about moms or say about moms?
Moms are good. My mom's great. My mom is a workaholic. She works like 12 to 15 hours a day. Like, she works a lot. But I mean, my mom grew me up and she taught me a lot of stuff. So without her, I wouldn't become the person who I am today. Like, my parents are both great. My dad taught me I can do whatever I want to do with my life. My mom taught me just, you know what? She's the type of person, she just says stuff. Especially to me and my brother, she just says stuff and she doesn't filter it, which is like really weird.
Yeah,
I want her to filter it, but like, Mom, you're kind of hurting my feelings, but it makes sense because.
So is it like one of those? She's like, "Do I look okay today?" kind of things, or like, "How is that?" And then she's just like she just doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't lie.
She doesn't lie. She's like, she's like, "Why are you wearing your pants so tight? What's wrong with you? Why are you not wearing your size? Your shirts are supposed to be medium, or why are you wearing small? Why are you wearing extra small?" I'm like, "Mom, please, it's a style."
But at least now you know, like, she will always give you an honest answer.
She will, and nobody does that. And that's why I always come home.
Say you bring a special someone home, she would give you an honest opinion right away if you're like, they have a chance or not. If mom's like...
I haven't brought anybody home yet because I know my mom.
She said she wouldn't be impressed? What kind of people you been with right now, then? That's kind of...
You don't want to know.
Like, you hitting the strip clubs, or like, what's this?
I don't hit the strip clubs.
With
I've
your
never been to
$1
Brass Rail once.
I think I went once. My buddy was bugging me. It was like a Monday night. It was really weird. He was just like, I'll buy you a lap dance. You're like, thanks, man. You're probably watching right now. But just as like, it's an interesting world. Like, it's, you get there and it's like the music playing. And they legitimately, like, I got excited because they play songs from the 90s. It's like...
He got excited.
Different, you know what we're saying. No, but like the song Sonique or whatever, Feel So Good came on. I was like, this song's friggin' awesome. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like there's a lot of attractive ladies, but just like, it just definitely wasn't my world of just like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like it's just like you see like people kind of come in and like quietly like kind of like try to be like some cool, and the other people just kind of like they don't really want to be seen.
Do you see any like business guys in there with like their suits and everything like that?
Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of creepy. It creeps me out because I'm like, that could be some dude who has a wife and like 4 kids. Why are you at a strip club? Go home to your kids and wife.
At the same time, strip clubs I think do stop murderers. No, let me play this out for you. There's people, you know, they got to get their kicks or whatever word you want to use. This interview is going way different than I thought already. It should be about him, and we're talking about strip clubs. It's people, you know, they have a good time, then their stress is gone, you know, and then they may not want to murder people. Murder. So let's. So you don't go to strip clubs?
I do not go.
You've been to strip clubs, just not the Brass Rail.
Yeah.
We're about to... It all comes out to...
I've been to one strip club, and it was for my birthday last year in Vancouver. It was a classy strip club.
Did you go with people or by yourself?
No, I went with people.
Hey.
I went with people. I went with 2 guys and a girl. Levi, thanks for coming with me.
The jeans?
I used her because I had, like, MILFs coming up to me, like, how you doing? Yada, yada. But... I just use Levi as my girlfriend because I'm like, you're going to be my girlfriend just in case anybody wants to pick me up. I'm like, no, it's my girlfriend's right here. Sorry.
Yeah.
But they were like, oh, your girlfriend's here too. We can both go in the back. I'm like,
You're like, yeah, cool. You're
tempting,
like,
but you look like an old person. No offense. I like old people.
It really depends on what club you're going, you know, age or, you know.
It was classy.
It's...
There are classy strip clubs. So why are we talking about strip clubs right now?
We'll get back to strip clubs in a second. So we're talking about your mom being honest and all that. So when was the first time you told her or like told your family that you wanted to be an actor, and what was the reaction? See how we segued back to the story of Ben Watson? Big money Ben Watson?
Big money Ben Watson. This is me. My dad's totally fine. My dad was like, you can do whatever you want to do. But my mom, black and Jamaican, no, you gotta be working where you can get money so you can be comfortable in life. And my mom and I had like a huge fight, so many fights about me wanting to become an actor. It was like the funniest thing ever. Not funny at the time, but funny now. But we just had really bad fights, and I yelled at her and I told her some stuff and I felt bad, but I'm like, I still love my mama, but still. So she made me pay for college all by myself. I paid for the first year. She said, okay, you pay for the first year, I'll pay for the second year. So she did that.
It's a pretty good deal.
It's a pretty sweet deal. And
if you weigh it out, if you're doing more than 2 years, it's a great deal, because then you're like, wait a second, she's at least paying like 60-70%, and I'm only doing 30, you know, so like
full out.
Yeah, so it's like, that's actually not a bad deal. It's like,
no.
The first year is like, you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it, I can't afford it. So
I can't afford $4,000. Yeah, after, like, now she's happy, but back then she was like, what are you doing? You need to find something better. I
think it is scary, like, a parent,
it
like,
is,
going, like, what are you going to do? But I'm just like, I think some people just, like, they don't get that you're like, this is the only thing I want, or I could see myself being happy doing.
There's nothing else I can do.
So in a way, it's like, you just, like, and you have that jolt of going, like, I know she'll be happy, but you're like, you want to prove people wrong, you know? Yeah. So that's a cool thing, you know? So you're just like, if you can prove her wrong that 1 year, she'll also pay. Yeah. So it's like, that's a cool thing, too.
Yeah. Now she's happy. She doesn't watch when I'm taking off my shirt and making out with dudes. That's just my mama. So, yeah, now she's, like, happy and proud of me, and she's telling everybody. My face is all over, like, magazines, like, a baby post. She freaks out. She's calling me. She's like, you're in this newspaper. I'm like, Mom, I know. I'm okay. I know. She's more excited than I am. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just kind of having fun and doing what I like to do and just enjoy doing it. And putting my work out there for people to like, and she's like so happy and proud. So yeah.
Just remembering having to yell like to go to school, and then she's like, but then have her going like, can you do the voice? Can you do her voice? Tell her when do the voice where she's saying I love you and like I saw it in a paper. Can you do that right now?
Dude, you're asking. Okay.
It's a tribute. It's not it's a tribute to your mom.
My mom has like a mixture of Jamaican, but then it's like switched in with Canadian.
So let's give a little flavor.
I don't know if I can do it justice.
Give a little flavor. It's on the spot so they know that if it's not.
My mom calls me June, which is I'm born in June 18th, and then Junior, she calls me Junior. She doesn't call me Ben, but she's like, June, can you do me like a favor? I can't do it anymore.
I like it. I do like that idea. Like, if you have a certain amount of kids, like, say they're all born in June, you'd be like, okay, the first one's June, the second one would be like, it was a Tuesday, so you're like Tuesday. You know, like, I like that idea. It's like that's a safe, like, that gets the point who gets the numbers. That's bad, but yeah, I like that. I like how you're like June. I'd be October, but yeah, just like that's cool, man.
That's my mom.
Yeah, so that's a pretty good impression. Hopefully, she's not offended.
I don't think she will be.
You do. If people are watching this now, they may start calling you June, though. Are you worried?
Don't call me June. That's my mama's name.
That's a personal thing. You can call him Big Money Ben Watson, right? But
that's what you call me.
Okay, you can't.
Want everybody else call me Big Money Ben
Big
Watson?
Money. It's got a good flair, though. You want it to reach the people. Whereas June is a personal thing, so don't tweet at him and all that.
We need to get Money Town down here.
Yeah, who's Moneytown?
I don't know. You made up the names.
Basically, all our friends, a couple of friends we have, I basically give them money nicknames. Moneytown is actually actor John Core.
Love you, John.
Yeah, I haven't seen that guy in a while.
Money issues.
Money issues. Stephen Yaffe. He's doing Warhorse as we speak right now. So you like working in this industry. I guess you meet a lot of cool and uncool people. Is there any like stories, like either pro or con? Like it's just some of the people you met. Wild stories, Because you're doing you're on the LA Complex and all that, and a lot of the shows is like these crazy stories of Canadian actors or just actors in general, or like entertainers. We'll use that word in like down in LA, and they go through all these crazy stories. So I guess what is your craziest story, or like in a positive or negative way? Like I guess maybe we could ask that.
I just got two stories. Like I'm not a huge celebrity fan. I don't really care about the whole celebrity thing, but I have a huge respect for people. And two of the main people like I love the most I saw down in LA. I was driving through West Hollywood, and then I was at an intersection, and then someone is like blowing their horn at me in a Porsche. I'm like, who is that? Who's that in a black Porsche like blowing their horn at me? They were in the wrong lane. They wanted to come over, and I look over. It's freaking Ellen DeGeneres and her wife. I was like, whoa, that's cool. I have a huge respect for her because she's an awesome lady, and what she's done has been epic. And I went to a party, and lo and behold, Dave Chappelle is there.
Oh, man.
And I shook his hand. I was like, dude, I'm sorry. I don't get all the celebrity thing, but I love you and what you stand for, what you've done. Like, it's amazing what the dude has done.
Oh, I loved his comedy special, Killing Him Softly.
Yeah.
I thought that was I think that's one of the funniest like comedy specials I've ever seen. And just like, I would love to see him do another one. Like, I know he's kind of like picking and choosing now. Like, he's made a lot of money off of like the Chappelle Show and all that.
100%.
It's cool to see what he can do. He can pick and choose projects. Like, I would love to see him do another comedy special just to see, because there's been so many years he hasn't done stuff. That'd be cool to be like, what are his stories in the last like 8 years? Because like he's barely been in the public eye, but it's like just like that would be. I think that'd be a cool person to meet.
Definitely.
Just, and it's like it's one of those people. Like some people you could like recite lines from shows. Like I'm sure people go like, Ben, when you said that line, but like for Dave Chappelle, like I don't think I could say the lines because I'd be like, you'd mess up the jokes, and you're like I don't know if me personally being the guy going like.
And he has the voice too, so he's like, you need the voice in there to mix the lines.
Sprinkle some crack on him, Johnson. Like I can't, you know what I mean? Like, but no. So yeah, it's like when you were you all nervous when you were like shaking his hand, or was it?
I was like partly intoxicated. I'm like, oh my god, it's Dave Chappelle. I'm like, Dave, I'm sorry, dude. I gotta shake your hand. Like I love you so much. Like you're awesome.
Did he like shoulder you off? Or he's like, all right, cool, buddy.
No, he was totally cool. He shook my hand. It was like, yeah, man, I'm good. That was cool.
Did you scope him out, or just like were you kind of just nearby? You're like, is that Dave Chappelle, or is it more like that's Dave Chappelle? Let's find a way to get to Dave Chappelle.
I was just walking back from the bar, and all of a sudden, it was a BET bar. So it's like all black people. Love my BET black people. We rock, man. The parties that black people have in LA is ridiculous.
Parties anybody has anywhere are ridiculous,
especially if they're black. I love my black American people. You guys are sick. But yeah, I was going back from the bar back to like where my people were, and then all of a sudden I just bumped into him like, oh, dude, you gotta shake her hand. I'm sorry.
Yeah. There's there's very few people, but there's just some people like you know how people are like, I don't get like you're saying I don't get like starstruck, but you're like there's a couple people like I know you're a fan of Angelina Jolie, and I know you would probably like you're like
I'd faint.
Yeah, but like there's just everyone has like a person. I think they'd just be like whether it could be the smallest of person, but just like someone that had like a meaning or like they did something. You're like you just get nervous. So like I love the people. Exactly I love seeing the people who say I don't get nervous, and then when you see them, they're just like you're like, and then you go like I didn't do that. You're like I saw you.
Yeah,
like, everyone around you saw you. You're all nervous. And the cool thing is you probably have had people like be nervous to meet you. So being on the LA Complex, your character is. It's a unique take in like this present day that like I don't think there was ever a character like yours.
Definitely.
So tell a bit about your character, and then we'll get into like people maybe who are
totally. Yeah, my character is like he's a music producer, but the majority of thing is he's black and he's gay and he's in music. So like those are the three big no-nos.
In an industry like it's a kind of like it could be career suicide
yeah, it could be career suicide. But Frank Ocean so far has been
and that was the interesting thing is. Like I had never heard about Frank Ocean, and I think he just recently around when the episodes that like it's revealed your character stuff, and same with the guy who's with you, like he's a rapper and like he's also gay, but just like it's interesting to see how within a few weeks Frank Ocean was just kind of taken off, you know.
Yeah.
So just like so like what did you, I guess that's the first big example of someone like in the press right now. So just like what was it like seeing that around the same time? Was it just like
that was pretty. It was kind of like amazing because all of a sudden our show's talking about this, and Andre's character is more of like the rapper kind of thing. So his character is more in depth with that kind of thing. My guy's like the producer. My guy's like the soft-spoken, heartfelt type of guy. But right around that time when Frank Ocean came in, and our show kind of started to have meaning, and people kind of started to take a look at it for our characters because it's dynamic. It's never been done, especially on the CW. You got two black guys making out, like, whoa.
It's like, whoa, this is crazy.
It's nuts.
What was it originally, Wednesday night? What was the original, Tuesday night?
It was originally Tuesday nights.
And we've moved to Mondays?
Monday nights.
But yeah, no, it's just like, it's crazy, like you see him on like SNL now and all that. Like he was just recently playing with like John Mayer, and he was doing like Tetris on it or like some video game. But it's like just like to see that it's like it seems like people are kind of like accepting of it. So just like you know, it's just like I mean, there's always gonna be people in this world that like with hateful or views that are. But it's just like it's cool to see that, especially around your time. It's just like you guys kind of came out and it's just like and somehow it's like not a domino effect, but almost in a way that
pretty epic.
Do you have you actually like spoken to potentially like either Frank Ocean or other like musicians or like entertainers that maybe have been in this situation?
I have think about my Facebook. My Facebook has been blowing up. The messages I'm getting have been incredible. And it's just everyone's connecting with the character, everyone's connecting with the heart of my kid that I bring towards my character, and everyone relates to my character because it's just I don't know. I don't know. It's just everyone's connected to this guy, so I'm super, super happy. But the messages I've been getting, I've gotten messages from like 3 actual musicians that are in the closet and 2 producers in the music industry also. And it's a big no-no in the industry, but at the same time, it may be a no-no, but it is going on. Yeah. And there is like everything in the show is realistic. Like they have to sign confidentiality agreements that if anything comes out, your career is pretty much done and over. You're going to jail. Like everything's done. But yeah, talking to those kind of people, I'm just realizing that why isn't anybody talking about this? But it's a very weird thing. It's a very weird thing. Like I don't even know how to explain it.
I think the cool thing about your show though, or like for your characters, even if it's only like 1 or 2 people, if your character or even like your partner's character in the show, the Calger character, is the cool thing is if even one person watches that and kind of like they just feel comfy with themselves, to feel good about themselves. Yeah. That I think is great TV or just like great storytelling because just like it's given a message to some people that maybe potentially wouldn't have like a person out there. So just like
Totally.
they maybe don't feel alone out there, and they go like they can relate to Tariq or like a person in that story.
They do. They do relate to Tariq, and a lot of people told me that thank you so much for playing this character. Thanks so much for bringing your life towards the character, because now I feel so comfortable with myself, and now I'm good with myself. So you've done stuff for him. I'm like, I've had someone basically tell me that I've changed their life in the sense that they're going about their day with this kind of like a dead-end job, which they hate. Yeah. And I've inspired them to go after their dream of starting up their own company. And I was like, how, what? Me? But it's just, I mean, everybody who knows me, it's just, I'll talk to anybody no matter what. Like, I'm not a celebrity. I don't care about all that celebrity crap. I will talk to you. I will let you know about everything. Like, I have my videos up on YouTube about depression, all that kind of stuff. People are like, thank you so much, because I never knew some other people felt like that. I'm like, I didn't know other people felt like that. I'm using this somewhat power I have to actually say, hey, this is what's going on with me. If you want to know,
you're giving a voice like to people, and it's just like it's cool to see, like just people can relate. They go like because I think people, when they see people on like a screen or they can hear their voice on like a song or whatever, I think there's just something they go like, it's just people in the public eye, and then they can see someone going like, oh, they're they're similar, and it's just like totally. I think it's just like, it just gives people hope, I think. And that's the cool thing about like the character you're doing, and just like, and also because you seem to like, I think you above all like people like on the show and all that, you really connect with your fans, and like you make sure to like often, I mean, it is tough to always like get back to people.
It is super
I mean,
tough.
I don't really know that because I don't have like a lot of fans, but I have 14. I'll always say that.
100.
But but just but I think that's cool that it seems like whether it be Facebook or Twitter, I think you do often get back to people.
Yeah,
so I think that's really cool that you do that, and just like
expand.
I'm gonna cry.
It's important. I mean, you have to. Like, I don't want to. I crushed my ego a long time ago. So it's just like, why not? Why not? What do I have to lose? What am I gonna do?
Because I'm sure there's just messages you get that just like give you a spark on the days that you need that,
100%. All the messages you guys send me when I'm down, I'm like, oh wow, I'm actually doing this to help people. Whoa, okay, let's keep going. Let's keep helping people.
Yeah, just like in that, like if you feel good, then that could help you feel good about doing something, or like you could it's like that pay it forward model, It's just like that's a cool thing. The other side of it, and you don't have to discuss it too much, but with the character that you do play, have you found, and you don't have to like give names or anything, but have you found that like you've got a message from people that maybe been negative? Or without saying, we don't have to say too much, but just like, because like I love the idea of like just like touching people and just being able to, I like the idea of like motivating people and just like making people feel good about themselves, and that's what's great about like the character you play. But is there the opposite end of that?
There hasn't.
Like backlash, maybe.
There hasn't been any backlash. There's just been there's just two incidents that are really really small incidents. Just somebody on Twitter was saying how much they like me and like my character, and then another person basically said the derogatory name for someone who's gay towards that person, not towards me. And I was like, why do you do this on my Twitter? So I basically said, block, let's forget you. There's just that, which is nothing. And somebody called me the N-word on, I think I told you about that.
I think I saw that. It was actually disheartening, just because it's just like, it had nothing to do with just anything. It was just like, and that's that is the negative with this world. It is as easy it is with stuff like Twitter to reach out people, and like to give a critique or something like that. But just like, there are certain things that just like, you're like, that's like.
It was the stupidest thing. It was like on my Facebook, and I'm like, why? Like, what is that? Okay, sure. What's the point of you calling me that? But I mean, there's people out there that are still negative. So, what can you do?
You just
I just brushed it off. I posted all over Twitter. I posted his name so everyone knows who he is, and I'm sure he's gotten backlash from a bunch of people, and he's been reported to Facebook. So I'm like, good for you, buddy.
It's disheartening, like stuff like that. But at the same time, the people that like respond in a positive way, that. Yeah. Even if it's like a lesser number, that's still like at the end of the day, you have to. Those are the things I think you can take, and it's just that's cool that like one you can have like 10 negative messages and like have two people just like you're like, oh, you changed my life, or you really inspired me, and that's the stuff that sticks.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just like that's the cool thing about this whole business and all that. So we'll keep talking about LA and LA Complex in a few minutes. But so you were trying for about 5 years to like become an actor. What was that struggle like? You know, after telling your mom, "No, mom, I want to do something." I can't.
It's what is this? I think this is the 6th year or next. Oh God, I don't know. It's been like 5 or 6 years, and there's always a struggle. There's a huge struggle because I'm not the typical black guy that's all like gangster and ghetto and all that kind of stuff. But I'm just Ben, who's just Ben. Apparently I'm whitewashed, but alright, cool. I don't know what that means, but I'm just me, man. Wow. I grew up. Some of my best people are black people.
There are so many sound bites here that yeah.
I don't know. I'm just me. Wait, what was your question again?
The struggle. The last 5 or 6 years, as we were trying to do the math, and you don't really know.
It's been. I don't know. It's. You're not sure where you actually fit in this damn industry, or where. There's a lot of times where I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. It's constant rejection. It's where do I fit in? I don't know where you can fit me in. Like, I'm not the typical black guy in Toronto who's constantly working. I'm like, I don't fit in anywhere. And it's the same thing I'm going through now in LA. It's like, where the heck do I fit in? And
was there ever maybe a point when you, like, because you do, like, you auditioned for a while. It was mainly in Toronto and Vancouver, right? I would say. Was there ever a point that just, like, maybe in an audition room or something, you just, like, you sat there and just, like, you almost lost hope or something? Or was like, and then just, like, what kept you going? Or, like, was there just...
I lost hope when I went into the audition for the LA Complex in Toronto.
Yeah,
that's when I lost hope.
I was going to actually ask you about that, so we'll kind of go into that. So Ben Watson, you see that there's a role of Tariq to audition for the LA Complex, then known as Highland Garden, right?
Highland Garden back in the day.
So you're going to audition for the show, and let's go through the process of this, how you eventually potentially got the role. Spoiler, he gets it.
Yeah, spoiler, I did get it. Why are you watching if I didn't get it? I went in for it, and I went in the room, and it was a gigantic room, and it was a huge table filled with like 13 people of executives, producers, like all these people, network executives and all, and production. Like it was too many people in the damn room. So I completely messed up my audition. I was like, there's no one gonna get this. And I was living in Vancouver at the time. I was in Toronto just for like a few weeks. So I said, I messed up the audition, went back to Vancouver, thought nothing of it, went back to my life, working at Hollister. Yeah, I worked at Hollister.
Nothing. Hey,
I love Hollister.
There's nothing.
Oh, I'm not wearing a Hollister.
You can't. A job's a job, you know, and like, especially if you use it as a stepping tool to do the passion. Like, there is nothing wrong at all.
I love my night job. It was fun at Hollister.
So continue. So you're in Vancouver. You're working. You feel very let down. You know.
Yeah. So this was about March when I went back to Vancouver. I can't remember the year. Was it last year?
It was. Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah.
For some reason, that's awful. We'll keep going.
So yeah, I did it in March. Went back to Vancouver, and then it was about July when my Vancouver managers basically said. At the time, I had two managers. I had an agent in Toronto and a manager in Vancouver. So in July, my manager said, "Hey, did you go out for a project called Highland Gardens back at the time?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I did." Yeah. And it was for the same character I went out for. So I was like, "Wow, they haven't found this character yet," which was weird because it was been from March all the way to July. I'm like, "Wow, they must have found this character by now and everything's done." But it was like a Friday night, and then I didn't tell my agent in Toronto, didn't tell my manager, and what I did is Saturday I went through the audition again, and I completely broke it all down, and I just figured out who this guy was and what I wanted to bring to the role. And then Sunday I still figured it out. I was still breaking it down, memorizing my lines. Monday I put the audition on tape, and then I sent it to Aaron Abrams, who is one of the executives and also on the show, on Monday afternoon. So Tuesday he called me back. I got my manager called me. She's like, "Hey, I got a weird request for you. I got Aaron and Martin who want to do a callback for you for Highland Gardens. Can you be down at the studio in like 2 hours?" I'm like, "Wow, this is weird. This was Tuesday." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I didn't tell her anything that I actually redid the audition. So I went down, I did it Tuesday, and then after the Skype callback, which is really cool. Never done that before. I called her and I said, "Oh, by the way, I kind of put myself on tape for it and didn't tell you." And I just sent it straight to the producer and the LA casting director. She's like, "Oh, wow, no, that's totally fine."
She's like, if he doesn't get it, she's like, he's off the roster. It's fine, Ben. No,
but the thing is, I make sure I tell every single person I'm with, I will do unconventional. It's not unconventional, but I will do things to make sure I get the role because I want the role.
Your character, like, without going off the story too much, but your character will, by any means, like, I think he tries to find a way to pursue his goal, and like, and so
he does the exact same thing.
I think that's like, you almost needed that.
Yeah. I forgot my character does the exact same thing. So, Tuesday was the Skype callback. Wednesday there were negotiation for contracts. Thursday we were still contracts. Friday contracts were set. Saturday was like a grace period, and then Sunday I was back in Toronto, and then I had like a week and a half, and then we went to shooting.
Yeah.
So I think I did exactly what my character did in the show, which I thought was pretty awesome, and maybe that's what gave it to me. And my acting skills. At the end, yeah. I have my acting skills. I hope everyone likes my acting skills. I don't know.
The cool thing about all that is so you're like your home is in Toronto and all that, and then you go to Vancouver and LA, and then you end up going back to Toronto to shoot a show.
Which is weird because I moved to Vancouver. I'm like, I'm done with Toronto. I can't do Toronto anymore. I quit Toronto. Went to Vancouver, booked a show back, and moved back to Toronto.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're like, what?
Like, what?
It just like
does that make any sense?
So just like, yeah, you're going, oh, it's like it's called LA Complex, or it's in LA. You're like, oh, we're shooting Toronto. You're like, let's do this,
Let's do it.
So just like, and I'm sure because it's also in Toronto, there's reminders of all the other auditions and stuff that actually might help you in the world of story anyway. So that, but that's like the cool thing about that is to anyone out there, I guess, is like, I mean, obviously there's certain ways you got to go about stuff, but just like, don't give up.
Don't give up. You're allowed to break rules. I mean, I make sure I tell everyone I'm going to do stuff that you're not going to like, whoever. So when I sign with you, I'm not going to rely on you to do everything for me.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
And if your agents or managers are watching now, they may have just let you go, and Ben's looking. No, but yeah, that's the cool thing about that is just don't give up. And I think you needed that. Maybe that was the thing that just gave you that extra boost to play Tariq. And that's the cool thing is then people seeing your character and like being motivated by that, you can easily say, I was motivated by that because I did the same thing. You know? And that's like, so you're like going all around the world, and like you've been working for 5 years to try to get stuff, and like imagine you after that first audition, you go like, you let it go.
Yeah.
And you did for a bit, but then a second chance came up, and you didn't like hesitate.
And you don't really get second chances when it comes to auditions, which is really, I just got super, super lucky, I guess you can call it. I guess I was lucky, but yeah, it was a tough role because I don't think a lot of black people were motivated to do this role because you got to make out with a guy, and it's just,
it never really been done before in the music or like acting community for the show, like the character you play. So just like, it is a bold risk to be like, it could be career boosting, or it could be like your career ending, so it's just like, it's a huge risk, but at the same time, something told you like this is a guy, just like, and it was just like, whether it was fate or whatever, it's like somehow just like it came back at you, and then it's like, and Tariq would do the same thing, so just like it was just something about that like it's a really cool story, I think, and like whether it be the fans of the show or just like fans of you, like that's such a cool like motivating thing, or just in general, that's such a cool story that like can show you that like don't give up, like it's just like if an opportunity comes at you, like that's such a cool thing. It's like obviously on the other spectrum in the community that you're in, like acting and all that, it is a tough world, there'll be days where you're like, months you may not be working,
Yep.
So just like, if that opportunity comes, go for it.
Go for it. You have nothing to lose.
This is like a PSA for like hope today.
You have nothing to lose.
Never give up.
Go after everything you want. Go for your dreams at 3. 1, 2, 3.
Go for your dreams. It's like, that could be a clone. No. But yeah, no, that's the cool thing. So let's a few more questions on LA Complex. So what was your first meeting with the guy who played your love interest, Tariq?
I met him when we did the table read, and I didn't want to get to know him. I didn't want to know anything about him. Like, it sounds harsh, but realistically, I didn't want to know him because at the same time, my character is just getting to know him. So I wanted to get to know him while Tariq was getting to know him at the same time, and some sort of develop my love for him. So I thought that was vital for me. I know some people, they say, I want to know everything about you. I want to hang out with you. I want to do all this stuff. But I'm like, you don't need to. Especially when your characters are just falling in love.
Yeah, and you're meeting for the first time. And also, I think
Yeah.
the Caldric character is like guarded. So in a way, guarded people wouldn't just tell you off the bat, this is all who I am. So just like, I think everyone has their own process, you know?
Yeah, that was my process. And then everyone has said it worked, so I'm happy it worked. And yeah.
And so, okay, yeah, so you get on set. And what was... So, like, you do a bunch of scenes, like, you're working with, like, you know, like, not just the Andre... The actor Andre, but like you work with a bunch of.
I thought you were going to ask about the makeout scene. Sorry, continue.
We're going to get to that. So
boy.
so we didn't skip it. We haven't gotten to it yet. No, but like so you're working on set. You're doing a bunch of stuff. What was it like? And also like a couple of people on the show. You sort of like because there's a lot of Toronto actors in there. You'd work with that. What was that like? Kind of working in a show that's similar to like your lifestyle. You know, just like of pursuing acting or like you know the entertainment business. Was it like coming full circle with people that you might have worked with before, or like known?
It was kind of cool.
Long question.
No, it was
Get
cool.
an answer to that.
It was cool because I worked with like Toronto actors like Joe Dinical and Cassie Seal. So we're all actors trying to make it. So it was kind of surreal that we're all in this show about us trying to make it in a specific industry, and we're all trying to make it in this acting industry. So it was cool. I really liked it. It's I don't know. It's cool. Yeah, it's cool. I don't know. That was
It's
a long ass
cool.
question. It's good.
It's
It was cool.
Never give up on your dreams.
Never
Give up.
Never give up on your dreams. What were we gonna know?
So now we'll segue into the question you thought was so you develop like you know with people and like you're working and so what was the first day when you guys were like okay today you guys this is the scene because like the scene where like it's like the lovemaking scene is the big reveal like I believe it's episode 2 it's like so it's a huge reveal and like up until that point there's like hints at it but there's not a lot of stuff so what was it like you guys obviously knew you got the scripts you knew what was gonna happen but what was it like that day on the thing just like you know you've been working for a couple weeks probably together you know and so you get on set and it's like you know it's his like crib or like where are we at like in the scene you know it's his place
it's his place and we knew it was coming at the end of the night so we're like okay we just gotta go for it. I have a problem. I don't know how to kiss without tongue so Audrey was like no tongue so I'm like okay I have a problem now. I may have slipped a tongue in there accidentally a couple of times. I don't know how to. I learned from a very young age.
Tongue is important apparently.
I will not tell her name. Thank you very much for teaching me. Thank you. But we knew it was coming, and everyone was kind of like anxious, kind of nervous for like, is this going to work out? How's it going to work out?
Because it is a vital scene. So like if that doesn't work, I think a lot of the show like it just like that that storyline then doesn't work if that moment wasn't right. Like the surprise, but also like to make it feel real. You're like that storyline doesn't work. So it's just like
100%.
a lot of pressure. It's also like you know you guys have only known each other probably a few weeks.
Yeah, it was a few weeks, and it's like, hey, how are you? I'm gonna be making out with you.
Eventually, I'm Ben. I'm eventually be making out with you. That's the thing I was wondering, like, because I'm not really an actor or anything, but I was like wondering, do you like maybe you've had other like lovemaking scenes in shows, but like, do you go like, should we kiss beforehand to kind of get out of the way?
Segue before that, I was doing a indie short film, and this girl had to be my girlfriend for like a long time. So it was her suggestion. She said, "Hey, we're in like this really weird, nasty bar underground in like Guelph." So she said, "Hey, do you want to, I don't know, go back and just try and make out for a little bit to make sure it works?" So I'm like, yeah, sure. So she takes me in the back of this nasty room where there's like garbage and stuff everywhere. And then we start making out, full out making out. I'm touching everything. She's touching everything. We just want to make sure it was right. And we kept on making out for like a very long time. So I was like, a little excited. That's all I will say. But, that's the only time that it's ever been, hey, let's make out and just
Because I think like even if it's just like a peck or just something, just like gets that awkwardness out of the way before the cameras roll, because the pressure's on no matter what. Like in any, whether it be that take or just a scene. So just like it's just more like that. It's like the handshake hello, but it's like just give a kiss quickly. So just like,
totally.
But in this case, in the LA complex, that wasn't. It was just like
no, that wasn't
because it's like we're like going for it. You're like we might as well just go for it on camera.
Yeah, we might as well just go for it
because in a way your characters work because. Like it's that is this gonna work kind of thing, and so like maybe in a way it worked in that sense.
Yeah, there's tension between Tariq and Cal, so right before they make out. So I wasn't gonna say, hey. Plus Andre, I don't think he would go for it. I don't know, probably not. I don't know if I would go for it either. It would just been a little weird because it's supposed to be for the first time these characters kiss. So no, let's just kiss for the first time. So we just went for it, and everyone liked it.
And like, did you have to do a bunch of takes, or is it more like one take?
No, there was a bunch of takes. There was a bunch. Like,
and then after
it's for camera angles and stuff like that.
No, obviously.
So we just have to make sure.
Do you shake hands at the end of the day, or was like did you high five? Did you do the what was?
We did like the high five thing. Good job, man. I'm like, all right, good job, buddy.
See you on Wednesday.
See you next time when I'm making out with you.
Yeah, so just like I think once you got the first way, it's kind of like, and you guys know you're playing characters and all that, so just like it's a story to tell, and like you're getting paid to and eventually the characters resonated with people, so that's like cool,
Yeah.
Just like there are worse things in life, you know what I mean? Like so just like because he's a taller gentleman than you, so just like we're both kind of like shorter guys. Let's just say it. So just like was that interesting how you were you were the smaller one of the relationship, or just
that was weird because
you're probably you're kissing up,
that was actually awkward. I usually date. Well,
smaller people?
Yeah, my girls. I usually date.
My girls? He's got several.
I got
several girls.
My last girlfriend was about my height, a little bit shorter than me, so I was kind of kissing down, but I was kissing up, which is weird.
You're like, my neck, man, my neck.
My neck hurts. My face hurts because he was bearded. I totally get how girls are so irritated when guys have bearded faces. I get it. That's why I'm shaving all the time now. Because you know what? It's my face. I had to put on something cold on my face because my face felt scratchy and itchy because of the beard. I'm like, oh, my face. My bad. Sorry, girls.
So yeah, so it was so it's just little things like that are always funny, just but
that was a funny thing. Love
comes in all different sizes, You took that to a wrong place. So some people will we can talk about this a bit. Some people could say that noticeably after the cliffhanger of season 1, you were not as prominent in season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Was did you have any emotions to that, or did you feel like it was just you're this is right for the show? So what obviously we don't have to say too much, but
yeah, I thought it was it was a little disappointing, but I kind of understood where they decided to take it, because I think Tariq had to go back and heal up and figure out what he wanted to do with the rest of his life. And
because the people who haven't seen the scene, I don't want to say too much about it, but it's just a really bad thing happens to your character, and it's just emotionally he's probably through the ringer. So
I think he had to leave LA, so he had to go back home. So I think it was completely valid. Mm-hmm. And when he comes back, a lot of people have said, this is the funny thing, a lot of fans have been saying, why does he have a boyfriend so fast? 1, 2, why is the white guy? Not my choice, people. Not my choice. I know, once you go back, you never go back, but Tariq went somewhere else.
He's like,
I'm going Caucasian this time. But
there's not any words that rhyme with Caucasian, so you can't be once you go Caucasian, you then go Asian? Almost rhymes?
Hey, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Sort of, kind of racist what we just said, but no, and obviously, the cool thing about that, again, another cool thing for Tariq is, or for you, is even though you didn't have a lot of scenes, you try to give it your all for the scenes that you do have to make...
Yeah.
Because I do think your character touched a lot of the fans of the show.
Mm-hmm.
I think he seemed like when I looked through Facebook and Twitter and IMDb and just some of the fan stuff, you were probably one of the 2 people. I think you and actually Cal, the Andre guy, Andre, were the 2 that were the most prominent in a positive light where they were talking about you.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's just you want to give your all for those scenes, I'm assuming,
Definitely, I definitely want to give my all. after episode 10, everyone was basically said how they were crying and tweeting me, I'm crying, why are you leaving, you can't leave, you can't let him go, all this stuff. I'm like, you just gotta give it your all, and I gave my all, and now we're hoping for season 3. We'll see how season 3 comes.
You said what I was about to bring up is, if there's a season 3, do you think you'll be back? Are you willing to come back? What's the word from Ben Watson?
I totally want to come back. I don't know what is gonna happen though, because a lot of people want them to get back together, but I don't want them to get back together because now we're promoting. We're like, what
forgiveness?
Especially when you're somebody you're in love with beats the crap out of you. Like, why are we promoting that? So
they're going through his forgiveness kind of storyline or his redemption storyline. So I think they're trying to.
I don't know if Tariq will forgive. I don't know if he. Tariq definitely.
At the same time, Ben, if you do not forgive him, you may not be on the show.
True.
So if you like a paycheck or like the
I do like a paycheck.
Maybe.
But still, I don't know. It's a tough call.
Maybe you could come back as like vengeful and like you could corrupt his music and like go. His
Tariq wouldn't do that. Tariq's nice. He's a nice one.
I'm just trying
He's
to. It's a soap opera. Like
people love him. I do not want people to hate Tariq.
It's a CW show. There's gotta be a little spice, and once in a while, every character, like just in the Dark Knight quote, it's like you either die a hero or live long enough to become a villain. So you're just like in TV talk, you almost need to because it all comes full circle. So maybe you need to be a villain. Would you come back as a villain on season 3 if that's the storyline they want to give you?
I don't know if I want to be a villain. I think it'd be fun if Tariq came back and he's just like messed up. From like Cal's return, like he's just
shaken.
He's a little shaken. He's just losing it a little bit. I think it'd be interesting to see him lose it a little bit. That'd be fun. Like he's I don't know. All of a sudden he's like a slightly alcoholic and he's just losing because I don't know. I think I wanted to have a little bit more fun for season 3 if season 3 happens, and if I come back, I definitely wanted to have more fun.
Yeah, there was some dark stuff for the Cal's character.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be cool to, to show your side of the story. You know what I mean? It's always interesting to, one side of the story has been more prominent, but it'd be cool to, kind of, show that other side or just, your side of the redemption or, forgiveness or, letting go kind of story.
Totally.
But just, and I think your fans would, like that,
yeah.
You know?
You guys, let me know what you want. What do you think Tariq should go through in season 3?
Is there any hashtags you want to tweet that we can get Ben on the season 3?
Hashtag Team Tariq.
Team Tariq, that's one.
That's what everyone's been doing. So
that's one of your big ones.
Let's keep hashtagging.
So keep hashtagging for Ben to be on the show and all that. So we're just gonna do a couple of just random questions now.
Do it.
So let's go. So we've talked. So if you could have your ideal Hollywood spouse,
Angelina Jolie.
Okay. Favorite Angelina Jolie movie?
That's hard.
You got 5 seconds, Ben.
That's hard.
Just go with gut, because this is going to be gut always.
That's hard.
If you're a fan, you would be listing off more than.
There is like Mr. and Mrs. Smith. There is Salt. I just like Tomb Raider. I don't know if I like Tomb Raider that much though. Let's go with.
You're going with all these blockbusters.
What?
Most people, they'd be like, all the diehard acting fans, they'd be like, Girl Interrupted.
I do like Girl Interrupted. She was messed up. You know what? Jolie. Yeah, let's go Girl Interrupted. She actually stood out
I like how we eventually got to the answer I thought you would say.
A lot.
I do believe Angelina Jolie's best movie is Playing by Heart. She's like, it's one of her sort of younger roles. It is such a good role.
Was she naked in that one?
No, but she's super. Yeah, she did a lot of nude scenes in like 90s. When she wasn't Angelina Jolie superstar. But it's like there's a couple movies that I'll promote without caring. There's like Matthew Perry's 3 to Tango, but Angelina Jolie in Playing by Heart. If you haven't seen that, check it out. I don't know if you have, but it's just like intertwining stories. But it's such a good movie, and she's so good in it. If you took away Angelina Jolie and you had to pick another spouse, who would be your second? Meryl Streep. Wow.
I'd marry her. Why not?
Someone said something that might be offensive to some people, but they said if they were to marry one person like celebrity, they said, who'd be good? Meryl Streep, because she would spice it up because she's done so many roles that, you know what I mean? So I go that makes sense.
And she has got a lot of experience. She could teach me a few things.
So I
said it.
Not only is the relationship, but it's acting class. It's a constant 24/7.
Oh yeah, that too. But I meant the other thing.
Okay, so maybe not everyone knows this about Ben, but you're potentially thinking of a musical career.
Yes. Yes.
As a joke or legit?
No, legit. I have a couple people in Germany and England that want to work with me. That should be really interesting.
The Germans want to work with you.
We could be jamming it, man. We could be jamming with the Germans. That was so racist.
It's called, but no. So
I don't know.
So this is legit. You wanna? Hopefully we can edit some of
Yeah.
that or not, but maybe not. But no. So yeah. So what kind of music? What's your inspiration? Maybe like a music or like what kind of direction do you want to go?
I love hip hop. I love R&B. I love everything. I love absolutely everything. I love country. Like I love everything. But I really. Now the music that's always in my head is Dead Mouse, like that kind of like dance, trance kind of music. Swedish House Mafia, like I love those type of musics. So it's probably gonna be, I think it's gonna be a mixture of everything.
Do you want?
I want a CD of a mixture of every music possible.
Kind of like because like I find like Outkast, like the CD they did a mix CD where it was like I think it was Speakerbox and Love Below. Yeah. I thought that was a cool idea. Just going like I like when people like do stuff in music and like do something fun and it's experience because it was like one side it was like you know what I mean and they did a track together but it was cool and all that. You know like of like the music they were doing
100%.
and I think that's super cool and yeah so I think that's a cool thing that you could. Yeah, I had a bunch more questions, and we have to put money in the...
We gotta put money in the meter.
We will continue in a second. We'll finish this off.
Hold that thought.
In today's world, people are busy and impatient. We are on information overload. Every minute counts. People want to know what you can do for them. They won't spend time reading or searching, but they will watch a video. If it clearly explains who you are and what you do and tells them what they want to hear, they will reach out to you. You have seconds to get people's attention. You want a video that is engaging and makes the viewer feel as though it is speaking directly to their needs. Add to your sales team a short video and let it do the heavy selling for you. Or add to your social media or wherever your audience is spending their time. Videos can pay back your investment 10 times over. So now that you've heard our message, let's talk about yours. Let's bring your image to life.
So we're back from our intermission.
Yes.
We're going a little longer than we thought. Ben had to put some parking in his fancy car.
Put some parking in my fancy car?
We just took a break. I'm I'm not as fresh as it was.
Yes, my 1999 Toyota Tercel is quite well equipped.
Yeah.
It's quite fancy.
If you want to give him a card, he'll take it. He'll take pictures with it. And
I have a cassette thing.
You have a cassette in there?
Yeah, my cars.
That's awesome.
Cars don't come with cassettes.
What's some of the cassettes or like music you'd listen to?
I can't. I just listen to radio because I don't have cassette tapes. I don't know if they even exist anymore.
I have like the Godzilla soundtrack, Nothing to Lose soundtrack, Space Jam soundtrack.
All on cassette?
Yeah, man.
Whoa!
Because like growing up, we weren't like poor, but like you know like everyone was always like about the MP3 player. We're just like I was just happy to have like music in some form. So I like remember like re-listening to like Nothing to Lose and like and like the Corruptor like soundtrack like yeah. So just like I love just like. And I think the cool thing about cassettes is it makes you listen to the whole thing. Yeah. Because you got to really work for it, whereas CDs are like, you know, like.
And it's just like an authentic sound. I prefer the sound of that over like digital right now.
Yeah, and just
so
like
much better.
It's just like there's something cool about like putting in the car and just going and like just letting it play through. Then you give it the full CD, whereas now you can just get the single and then so you like you might not even hear the whole CD. You're like, it was a good song. Like, so speaking of music, we were just talking about before our car break is. You potential music career?
Yeah, I used to be a singer as a kid. I used to just before I moved to Toronto.
Will you sing a note right now?
No, I can't sing. I'm not trained, so I think I sound okay when I'm in the shower because all like everything's enclosed, so it makes your voice sound a lot better than it actually is. So maybe I don't sound that great.
Yeah, I love shower singing. It's the best.
Shower singing, it's good. Awkward. You know, I'm not.
Yeah, you can't really do this on stage. You're like doing this, but in the shower, you're like it's fine. But like imagine someone's like tour was the shower tour, where they just do all the shower motions. Like although someone can take that.
The Simpsons where Homer used to sing on his back 10 times better, like when he's an opera singer, like that was pretty cool.
I never saw that.
Never saw that?
Spoiler. Thank you.
He was an opera singer.
Was that the later
back.
seasons? Because
Yeah, later seasons.
okay, I stopped watching. I think around like 9 or 10.
Ooh.
Like it's still good, but like I'm not gonna get into a Simpsons rant right now. But yeah, no, that'd be cool. Like someone just doing like the shower tour. You know what I mean? Like,
I will probably do that because my voice sounds decent in the shower, but
with
I will be fully clothed.
fully clothed and like with autotune, anyone
Maybe.
can sing. So you don't even have to be a full singer.
True that. You just need a single you just need a catchy song out there, and people.
You know what? The other day where I was like working with some people and we were talking about how both Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian had singles, right? They both had singles.
What?
Kim's originally was for charity, and then
What?
it was so they both put them out, and like Paris has actually had a decent reception, and I have to say it wasn't the worst track. Kim Kardashian's is one of the worst songs I've ever heard.
Don't get me started on her. See, my knuckles are going like this.
Let's get started on Kim Kardashian.
No.
If I said,
No.
okay, let's do a word association game. When I say the word brick, what do you think?
Brick?
Yeah.
I'm image right now for no. I'm not
Of a
gonna say
brick. Of a brick.
Yes.
Yeah. When I say ladder, what do you think?
ladder.
When I say Kim Kardashian, what do you think?
Porn tape.
See?
Whoops.
See? It just takes a second to get away from people. Always be thinking there's ways to get people to talk.
No, I like her. She's okay. I saw her in person. I tweeted her. She never tweeted me back. Joking.
You're not big enough yet?
No, she's pretty in person. She is
She's a
pretty in person.
lovely looking person. Just like I think maybe there's people the way how she got it. She comes from money and like and the way she
I
got
think it was
there.
all a scheme. That entire thing, I think, was set up.
Yeah.
It's done. Like people
It's
think,
over.
oh my god, they never do it. Yeah, they do it in Hollywood.
Just like that one was public, so at least they were in the public eye. But so if Kim and Paris can both do a random single, like I think like almost it proves that almost anybody can.
I think anybody can.
And so you're gonna make a run at this.
I'm gonna try it.
So do we want
try.
like an epic like Pink Floyd or like Led Zeppelin kind of sound, or do we want to like a pop single? Like what are you aiming for right off?
It's definitely
the
not
bat?
gonna be pop single. I think I might just start with some sort of like house music, and then eventually like someone add words into there kind of thing.
Oh, so like right now
I
it's
like beats.
not even that much singing. Right now it's more
Yeah, right now it's just gonna be like more
instrumental.
very instrumental and more. I don't know. Like when I'm intoxicated. The night before I left LA, there was a DJ playing, and I sat there, and right by the speaker, and all of a sudden, it was just like, boof, boof, my entire body was trembling with this amazing like sound, and I was like, wow, that's what I want to do. I like sound.
When intoxicated, I like that as an album title.
Oh,
because
snap.
that's a flavor of like because like a lot of albums have like like a theme and all that. That could be your first one.
He just named my album title. When intoxicated.
Profit.
You got it, buddy.
2%
proceeds go to.
What do I guess? I'll take it. I like money. I don't have a lot of it, but I'll take it. No. What are some of your influences, just in general, whether it not be music, but just
Just in general, like I'm just
yeah. Growing up as a young little lad, as Little Money Ben Watson, growing up to Big Money Ben Watson, what were some of the people you'd play and just like you're like that, that's my band or that's.
People can be like, oh my god, you're gonna say that, but I am Jamaican, so definitely Bob Marley. Bob Marley is ridiculously soulful, and Bob Dylan. Like I love Bob Dylan. Just got into Bob Dylan.
I like pretending to like Bob Dylan. I don't actually listen to him. You're like, yeah, Bob Dylan for sure. I like his son Jacob Dylan because he's of the Wallflowers. He did One Headlight and like Heroes. That's like that's the kind of like I like that kind of stuff. So you're like, so like if we talk about Bob Dylan, I was talking about segue to back to like I just did to Jacob Dylan. I just like there's just some musicians I find people I'm not like. It's just like there's people you can tell that really like it, and then there's people you're like, yeah, I like Bob Dylan, and this is like you're like me. I can pretend. It's just like. Yeah, so I guess Bob Dylan. I guess what I'm asking is, are you really a fan of Bob Dylan?
I am. I do like Bob Dylan.
Okay.
There's only certain times I can listen to Bob Dylan, but
yeah, he's definitely a mood kind of like
yeah, it's definitely a certain kind of mood. I mean, I'm like any Beethoven, Mozart. I love right now Swedish House Mafia and Dead Mouse. Or
what about 3-6 Mafia? Those guys have an awesome song called "Somebody's Gonna Get Their Ass Kicked." Sorry, I had to say.
I haven't seen that yet. I haven't heard that.
It's actually a wrestler from the WWE. His theme song is by 3-6 Mafia. Oscar winners too, which is cool. Hard Out Here for a Pimp, So
yeah, I know that.
a story. They got a storied history. You know, they got some cool beats. I like them. Yeah, what
I listen to anything though. I mean, I listen to anything. But my influences right now: deadmau5, Swedish House Mafia, still above Marley.
Yeah,
I want to do some sort of like a reggae stuff in there. Like I want to do it. I want to do everything. I got one life to live. I probably have like 20. Make it 40 years left. I got 40 years left and I'm dead.
I like how it's like you're like 20 years. You're like, I don't want to kill me. I don't want to.
It's too early.
You're like, my timeline is very short.
40 years, and this year's already done. I got 39 years left to go.
I like how you know when you're going. You know you're going.
I eat healthy.
Wow, that's so let's get a few more questions about Ben. What is the scariest movie you've ever seen, or the scariest movie you recall as a kid that just like that visual will always stay with you, or like is there ever a movie that just scared you? You're like, where it's like even now it's not scary, but just as a kid, or a movie that scares you. What scariest movie for Ben Watson, or
two movies.
Second one,
Scream, like the first Scream.
That's one of my favorite movies. The first scene, I remember watching in daylight with my sister, and like we had it was on a VHS thing, and we watched it, and I remember having to give it back to the guy, and like so our house is like maybe like it's about a 1 minute walk tops.
Yeah.
I remember running it in the daylight because I was just so scared. I was like I was actually legitimately scared, and like the rest of the day I'd be walking up the stairs and all that, like, and I didn't want my sister to know, but I was running like from location to location. Going, like, you can't stab me, like the killer. But yeah, so Scream. So
Scream. And
what about Scream made you like?
It was the fact that you didn't know who the killer was. Okay, scary movies where you don't know who the killer is scares me. Because you
but not in the ghost element, like more like if it's a human element.
Yeah, if it's human element, completely scares the crap out of me.
Because the whodunit that keeps you involved. Because if it's just scary, I was like, I don't want to watch this. But the element of like the surprise or who is it, and like just like they were interesting characters, that makes you want to go like,
definitely.
You know, so that's
the second this killer's revealed. I'm like, okay, I'm fine now.
Yeah, no, but just like, and also the opening in that is quite scary. I have to say, it's like
ridiculous.
I remember being one of the few things that's just like, you're like, this is just frightening.
Yeah. Like
still, like it's not as bad now, but like I'll watch it once in a while, but it's just like still like there's moments of fear.
Definitely.
So Scream.
And
would you ever do a movie like Scream?
Oh yeah, that'd be so much fun.
Do you think you would ever play the killer, or they're like?
I would love to play the killer. It'd be fun.
But most likely they're like, you get killed first.
You have to figure out. I know. I don't want to be killed first. You just got to figure out the dynamics of playing a killer, and we'll get into the killer's head and why he would do this. I think that would be pretty epic.
And also, if you get to do like the mask reveal, like that's kind of epic. Even
it's me. Second movie, the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
The one with Jessica Biel.
Yeah, Jessica Biel one.
That was like
freaked me out.
It's just
I couldn't sleep.
That's the thing is, I just don't like movies that are just nonstop scary and just storyline wise, there's no hope.
Yeah.
That's the thing is, I don't like. Obviously, like it's terrible to see like people get killed, but just like when movies like that one, not so much. But like there were sequels where it's like sorry to spoil it, but nobody lives, and just like that, just like it's so just like you're like, why did I just watch 90 minutes to get scared and then just be like, there's no hope, you know? Like,
there's no hope because you're gonna die.
Yeah, like not a single person survives. You're like, why did I watch that? Like
I watch it because I'm like, I want someone to survive, and then all of a sudden no one survives. Like, oh crap!
And so you're like, I'm being so tense, but yeah, no, that movie scared you.
It was scary.
I have to, that was one of those. I was like, you're like, I wasn't sad when it was over. I'll say, just because I was happy that.
I was happy when it was over because I was not scared no more.
Yeah. So okay, so we're talking about scary now. The opposite angle. What's the movie that always makes Big Money Ben Watson cry?
Cry.
Whether it be a new movie or old movie, but like something just like no matter when you put it on, or like usually if you ever watch it, there's just it almost makes you tear up, or just like that emotion's there.
It has to be.
The waterworks happen.
Oh god, I cried everything though.
No, I definitely. Have you noticed the last couple of years, like as you like maybe get older, but you're like you watch stuff and you're like I find like myself tearing up over like the smallest of movies.
It's like they grab you with like one tiny little incident. It's like, oh god.
Yeah, and you're like that happened in real life.
It does.
But you know, like a movie maybe as a kid or something. Like okay, here's an example. As a kid, whenever the movie Angels in the Outfield like came on, like there's just something. There's like the final scene, there's an adoption scene, and just like one of the kids is like, we're not sure if he's coming, and then they go like, you're coming too, and you're like. It's just like that look where you're like of hope. You're like that gets you that got me every time. So a movie like that. What's your?
Mine is Big with Tom Hanks.
big with Tom Hanks.
It's the fact that he wanted to be an adult so badly, he becomes an adult, and then all of a sudden he's trying to come back to be a kid again. It's like, oh God, and he's back as a kid, and then his walk home, he's like, Mom, I'm home. I'm like,
Yeah, and it's just like, he got what he wanted.
Yeah.
And then he's like in this like lonely world because he's like, he didn't realize, because he was just like, he's a smaller guy. And was there any other movies that make you cry since you had two for scary? Did you?
I'm trying to think. That's kind of I cried almost anything.
Almost anything.
I didn't see The Notebook. I didn't see The Notebook.
I didn't cry during The Notebook. I like to tear up in a good movie, but like Notebook, like not saying it's a bad movie, but just like I didn't feel that.
Well, it didn't make me. It didn't make me cry, but it made me cry a little bit. But it made me kind of depressed for like 2 weeks. But it's one of my favorite movies ever.
Here it comes.
Requiem for a Dream.
I had a feeling you were gonna say that.
I was done. I lost it when I finished watching that movie. I'm like, I can't. Life sucks. I can't do this anymore.
There's like no hope.
There is absolutely no hope. We're messed up. I just want drugs right now. It messed me up.
That's
I'm tearing up now. It's kind of creepy.
Yeah. See, like movies, they resonate, and like same with like maybe a character on the show, or just like there's always that like like people were tearing up over your character, like getting like sort of like people haven't seen it, but like we'll talk like you get when you get beat up, and just like people like people I was hearing like tearing up and all that, and like just like
I was even crying.
Yeah, it's like, and you shot it a bunch of times, so just like to have something you did live make you feel something that like just like. And like movie like Scream made you feel scary, or like like Requiem made you cry, or like someone's watching that, and if they watch it, like they're tearing up, and like that's the cool thing about like movies or songs, like, they can make you feel like this good or bad feeling and all that, like again, this feels like a PSA for the entertainment business,
Join us.
Join us in everywhere. Okay, so what's your favorite movie?
Requiem for a Dream.
Really?
Yeah.
So like the
depressed make me want to cry and jump off a bridge movie? Yeah.
Mine's Mary Poppins.
Two
very different movies.
Two totally different movies.
My backup is Clue. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one with Tim Curry and Christopher Lloyd. I always try to segue that into a conversation.
VHS.
It's such a good movie. It has 3 different endings. Go check it out. It's
I haven't seen it in a while though. I do remember that.
It's it's one of the best. I like that because there's actually elements of funny, scary. Whereas I think it's a great movie. Everyone check it out.
Do it.
You get the Ben seal of approval. So at one point we actually worked together. We worked at, I guess we could say we worked at a casting place. What was it like working with me? You worked with like a couple like stars and all that, but what was it like working with me, a lesser star, not a star, but just a guy? What was it like working with Lindsay Lewis when we worked together? Go. Great answer.
No, really cool, because I've worked with you a while, and you're just like a super passionate, awesome dude. That's why I always have this guy do my self-tapes and kind of coach me through whenever I need things to be done, because you see a lot of stuff, and it's just your eye for capturing what audience wants, and for knowing how far an actor can go with something is just impeccable. So working with you has been amazing. Like, I cannot wait for us to work together in this industry and just fucking take over this mofo.
I was jokingly just selfishly having that joke, but actually the real question of that is more because you worked in a casting place. What was like? Did you find that really helped you? Because you got to see you would tape auditions, or you would upload do stuff like that. Did you find that maybe helped you?
Yeah, I found it very beneficial because right off the bat you could tell if an actor did their homework or not did their homework, and you could just tell. You pick up fine, minute things that why an actor got the role over why an actor didn't get the role. Especially when we're doing a casting session with a bunch of actors coming in, you can tell the difference, the subtleties between actors and what they bring to the table and what people just bring from the script and not bring themselves. So that kind of aspect I've picked up on. So that was really really amazing, really cool, and networking that place was awesome. A lot of you people I know is all from me taping your auditions.
And you eventually potentially worked with some of them,
Yeah.
So what was that like? Maybe you taped for Cassie or Joe, and then what was it like working with them? Was it?
I've taped for Joe before. Yes, that was kind of cool. I haven't taped for Cassie before, but yeah, I've taped for Joe before. that was pretty. It was cool.
It's cool to be like to go from like you're like helping him there, and then to go like you guys are on the same.
Yeah, it's not weird, but it's so surreal because I was just, I don't want to say I was a nobody, but I was just like a little dude and shooting your audition, and I had so much respect for you, and then all of a sudden I'm with you. We're on the same level right now, so that was kind of cool working with him.
Yeah.
And doing scenes with him, so that was really cool. But yeah, pretty epic, man.
Yeah, it's like cool. It's like again, it's like cool, like seeing like the perseverance, like you know,
100%.
like just showing.
I haven't worked with Georgie yet, though.
Yes, that's one of the things I was gonna bring up is I was gonna ask, is there anyone on the show you can get me a date with or whatever? Because here's the thing, I originally did an interview with Georgina and we were doing a.
You're just getting married, right? So you can't touch her.
Yeah, no, but like we tried to set up a date. I was with my buddy John Core, and she just dropped the bomb and like I'm seeing somebody. So is there anyone on the show minus Georgie that like you can help this guy out with? You know, I'm a good guy. I'm pretty funny.
I don't know. Just come to set.
I come to set, they'll be jumping on me or
Who do you want?
I don't know, I'm asking for you. That's the question's on you.
Who you want?
I will take the
I'm
ball.
not a pimp, I'm just saying that. But who would you like to go on a date with? Who would you like me to talk more about you to?
No, I'm asking like who I'm doing the person I'll take whoever there. They're all it's a pretty attractive cast, right?
Yeah, we are pretty hot.
I like how you added you're like I was like it's a pretty attractive cast. You're like we're a pretty attractive cast. Like you added yourself in that scenario.
Got it.
So is there any advice if I like say like ask one of the ladies of the LA complex, law complex out? Is there?
I say be yourself.
Me myself.
Be very charming. You are a very charming guy.
I try.
I don't know. Just go for it. Don't be too forward. Don't be too pushy.
Yeah, be like, would you like to have some sex?
Too pushy.
Too pushy, right? Whereas like if you go like hi, that's not enough. You got to find the in between there, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't just go hi and then
you can't be like, hey, I'm great. You can't be like a fan. So you can't be that too like aggressive. You want to know them as a person, and yeah.
I don't
know. How you
should I do a date on like set where you're there that day and be like, was that a good idea, or like should I romance them at like
Never do a date on set, although we do got some very comfortable couches in our rooms, and our trailers are very nice.
So basically, you're saying don't do this, but you're like, but it sounds amazing.
It does sound amazing.
Yeah, so you're like, we're not saying if you did or didn't.
It's completely dark when they close the doors in, and got some mood lighting going on.
So basically, you're saying date them all. On there.
I never said none.
I'm implying.
You implied or whatever.
Your silence says enough, Ben.
Okay.
So I will take that as praise, and you will help me out and all that. So lastly, is there any crazy fan stories or things of just like that just made you smile, laugh, or get scared from like maybe a fan or a viewer or something? Since we're talking about me going on a date with one of your coworkers, I'll use that as
Oh, from anybody on set?
Yeah, any set hijinks or a fan hijinks, from the show. Since some of the fans might want to be curious.
No, not really. Like what?
Pranks? Do you ever if you have to do a kissing scene with somebody on the show? Did you ever eat an onion before?
Someone on the show? Oh, the Andre.
Did you eat an onion? Did you eat an onion or I
may have had a garlic and
just to be
just to be an ass, just for fun. And between our kissing scenes, he would accidentally blow in my mouth. So my mouth would go I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah,
we're just I don't know, just joke around on set and stuff like that.
And on the show, there's a pool there, and do you guys ever swim in that? Is it a real operating pool?
Oh yeah, it's a real operating pool. It gets cleaned, all that kind of stuff. They build it exactly for the show. Just on lunchtime, we would probably just go in for a swim or just put our feet in there, just kind of relax and take it easy.
Yeah,
that's about it, really.
Because then that's where you go this is an attractive cast. You're that's the time you find out.
Yeah.
You're like
Tariq 2.0 is coming back.
Now, without saying, okay, he's trying to flex his muscles. That's not vain at all. Did you ever notice on set romances? You don't want to say names. No names. We're not gonna call anyone out. But was there any, or you see sparks? You're you two should get together, but they don't. Is there ever any of that? People want this stuff. This is
Not really.
Not really.
To be honestly, no. I don't see any. No one's dating each other on set. I'm surprised too. I thought we would be. You always hear those stories of,
Yeah.
these two actors are hooking up on set, but no.
Is there anyone you're like not setting up just for me, but like is there someone that you're trying to set you up with? Because also like the thing is too is you work prominently in season 1, but like season 2 you might not have met a lot of the people. So just like, is there someone that you're like you have a crush on, or is like a acting crush on the show? You're allowed to say yourself.
Me. Dale. Dale's pretty attractive. She's a really attractive girl. She plays the sister of the little boy. Yeah, she's pretty pretty. She's really pretty. She's taller. She's a lot taller than I thought she would have been.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought she'd be like shorter, but no, she's kind of taller than me. Kind of like that ish.
So I'll go for her then. That's your praise. I'll do that.
Man tries to do my girl.
You know what? She can pick, right?
Sure, Lindsay.
So
she can pick.
So the rap party. Any crazy rap party stories before we wrap this up?
I had a woman dancing with me, and she said that she wanted to dance with all the cast members on the show. So that was pretty interesting. And she was married with someone.
Did she like when she's dancing with you? Did she be like, Ben, you're number like 14, but I want to dance?
She didn't tell me the number, but she was like, I want to dance with you. I'm like, all right, we're dancing very provocatively. I do apologize for dancing with your wife like that, but she was a hot wife.
She encouraged it.
She encouraged it.
So it was both parties agreed.
Yeah, totally agreed. So I was really down for that.
Risky topic.
Very risky, but I don't know. You put a bunch of people, dark lighting, little alcohol, little food, some really good music, and we just dance and have a good time, man.
Maybe if you're in season 3, maybe you could have your music playing at the after party there. That's a good like thing you could do there.
I like that.
So
season 3.
Did you find out if she danced with everybody?
She did. She danced with all the cast members.
She did.
She did.
And did she tell anyone you're the best?
No, not that I know of. She didn't tell me.
Then just assume you were.
I got a kiss on the cheek though. I got a lot of kisses on the cheek. There was a girl I was dancing with. I thought she was gonna make out with me, but she didn't. There goes story of my life.
So yeah, I guess there's no better topic to end on than love life. How is your love life, Ben Watson? Now that you've been on the show, you're a charming guy, but then you got on a TV show. Did you notice a big change, or more suitors or sudettes, going the mention they're like, oh my God, Ben Watson, give me a chance. Was there anything like that?
Sorry, it's tearing up.
Is Ben Watson single at the moment? I think that's what a lot of fans want to know. There's a delay, so he's thinking what to say.
Ben Watson is currently maybe single.
Maybe single. So what does maybe mean? Because
maybe
if you're
means
with someone,
maybe single.
Wow. Did you notice during the show a change with? No, this is
a change. A change of what?
No, just if you're on a TV show, maybe there's more people showing interest.
There is more showing interest, which I think is pretty funny. So it's how do you weave through that?
Yeah.
And find out who's actually legit.
They want to see who Ben is,
So it's always it's always past. It's never somebody new. No. I don't know, it's very weird because once you start becoming popular, everybody kind of wants to date you and go out with you. So I'm like,
have you had any indecent proposals?
I've had too many to count.
Really? This is legit. I'm not we're just people want to know the gossip without saying names, because then it's just gossip. You've had probably a few different.
Too many to count.
Too many to count. Is there any ones that you can, without saying names, mention before that you're at Ben Watson, would you like to dance? Or is there at Ben Watson, do you want to make whoopee?
Do you want to dance with me while my husband's over there?
Was that? Let me ask you this, and then was that the craziest thing, or have you had wild things? You don't have to say what they are, but is that the craziest, or is there crazier? Because that's kind of it's kind of tame-ish, That's PG-13,
tame.
14 age.
Yeah, that's pretty tame.
Are there less tamer ones?
I just
no comment. This confirms that there were, or are.
I just had a girl come up to me in a club in LA and she just started kissing me for. Why was she kissing me? She's like, "Oh, I love your show." And then she kissed me, but she's trying to kiss me here, but she kissed me here, and I'm like, "Oh, hello." Okay.
Right.
I mean, that's it. I don't think that's anything.
That's a mistaken intimate kiss.
Yeah.
That went for
Kind of hot. She's pretty.
So just take it while you can. Is there? And then that sounds so bad. Then I'm no longer friends. Is there any last things you'd like to say to the people out there watching? Who know you or don't know you? I mean, we've been talking a long time, so if they don't know you by this point, they haven't been listening.
If you don't know me by now,
you are
never, ever. No, I just want to thank everyone for being so supportive and everyone for writing me, and thank you so much. I'm happy that you guys actually like my work and like me. I don't know, I'm just like a weird dude. I'm a weird dude and apparently whitewashed, so I'm apparently a weird whitewashed dude. No.
Say something else because I don't want that to be your last thing where you're like, thank you for calling me whitewash.
I just want to say thank you for everyone for liking the show, liking me as a person, liking the character, supporting me, supporting the character, supporting everything that I do. And a lot of you guys have my back out there, which is pretty awesome. So thank you so much. And yeah, keep sending me cards. I'm getting cards and presents, not presents, but cards.
You're like presents. I can't talk
presents.
About that.
Joking.
I guess you would say is #Team Tariq.
#Team Tariq.
So keep that up, and maybe there'll be a season 3 for the show and this guy. So I guess if Ben's an example, I think is maybe follow your dreams. Don't give up, follow your dreams because any given day there could be a second chance or a first opportunity. So
hey, we could be dead tomorrow. So every opportunity, go for it.
I was worried our last line, I think, is we could be dead tomorrow. The end.
YOLO.
I've never once said that in a conversation, and
really?
I didn't. It doesn't mean you only live once.
Yes.
It's such a it's a great slogan, but the word YOLO is so puts people back if you say YOLO. It just sounds like it's a juvenile cool word. You know what I mean? So just like there's words that work, but YOLO is not one of them. So if you're over the age of 12, don't say YOLO. It makes you look
sound like a douche.
Yeah, or people feel sorry for you. So
full out.
So I guess on that note, don't say YOLO, but follow your dreams because you only live once.
Live your dreams. It's not as hard as it may seem. Yeah, I don't know the rest of the song.
So sing us out, Ben.
I don't know. Thank you for being a friend. No, I won't sing.
Why can't we be friends?
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends?
LA Complex Season 3, if there's a Season 3, you should do the theme song.
I'd like to do a theme song.
So give him a shout to the music department on the show, Epitome or CW. Give him a shout, he'll do it. I'll do it.
I'd like to work, please.
And I guess Dale will give one of us a shot, as
She gonna give me a shot.
You just said she don't give me a shot?
She will give me a shot.
I heard she don't give me a shot.
She will give me a shot.
Give me a shot. All right, Ben Watson, Charles Watson.
Pleasure, sir.
Thank you for being big money today. And
always. And here's my daddy. He was watching over us the entire time. I love you, daddy.
I was actually trying to go the whole bit without referencing it, just so people would be like, why was that there? I just liked the movie. He didn't like it as much. It's all right. That was a movie I cried in, actually.
It's all right.
Make up your mind. Check it out if you want. Thanks again, Ben.
Thanks, bud.
In today's world, people are busy and impatient. We are on information overload. Every minute counts. People want to know what you can do for them. They won't spend time reading or searching, but they will watch a video. If it clearly explains who you are and what you do and tells them what they want to hear, they will reach out to you. You have seconds to get people's attention. You want a video that is engaging and makes the viewer feel as though it is speaking directly to their needs. Add to your sales team a short video and let it do the heavy selling for you. Or add to your social media or wherever your audience is spending their time. Videos can pay back your investment 10 times over. So now that you've heard our message, let's talk about yours. Let's bring your image to life.